Nice.
We're live.
We're good? All right. I'd like to call the West Washington School Board September 22nd, 2025 meeting to order. And before we get into normal business, I'd like to make a public hearing, 2025 budget announcement. The 2025 calendar year budget has been advertised as required. At this time, we'll take any public testimony on the budget. Is there anyone in attendance that has questions or comments concerning the budget?
No. I just want to say it's 2026.
Thank you, 2026, I see that. That's 26. At this time, we'll take any public testimony on the budget. Is there anyone in attendance that has questions or comments concerning the budget? As there is no comments or further comments, then I adjourn the public hearing meeting. Next, mandatory public hearing for 2026 contract negotiations. Is that correct?
Well, this is where we're actually in 2025.
This is right then. All right. So beginning September 15th, the school board is able to engage in collective bargaining with the corporation's collective bargaining team from the West Washington Education Association. Formal negotiations will begin with our initial meeting on this September 24th. At this time, we'll take any public testimony regarding collective bargaining. Let's say again, at this time, we'll take any public testimony regarding collective bargaining. If there's no comments or any comments, then I adjourn the public hearing. All right, Mr. Secretary, you reviewed the balance of the bank reconciliation fund report.
I have, Mr. President, and I will make a motion for the approval.
Have a motion, is there a second? Motion and a second, any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous? Mr. Secretary, have you had a chance to review the claims and transfers?
I have, Mr. President, and I'll make a motion for the approval as well.
Have a motion? Second. Motion and a second, any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous? You've all got a copy of the minutes from the August 18th, 2025 board meeting. Need a motion to approve those?
I move to approve those minutes as presented.
Motion's there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous. Academic report, Mr. Hans.
All right, for the academic report, we have Josh Haley here from Temple and Temple. I know I've mentioned to the board that we started a partnership with Temple and Temple for a heavy equipment class that we run through Lost River Career Cooperative. Josh was instrumental in that. He and I met several times to get this thing going. And our instructor's not here, but he lives in Lanesville. So obviously that was a huge ask to get him to come up, drive back up here from Lanesville. But Josh will tell us a little about what's going on in the class, kind of how we got started, and a little bit about Travis, who from my point of view is doing an exceptional job. Travis Robinson.
Well, thank you all for having me tonight. Keith was correct. We did meet several times. We actually started, I would say we started partnership last year. So Dennis Tankersley has a construction company that kind of sisters to what we are teaching now. Had a couple projects here on campus last year. I donated equipment. My time, actually some of my employees' time to kind of instruct the kids. I brought in excavators, skid steer. We did a couple days of just basic safety and operation skills. And then we actually, Mr. Wolf wanted an elevated golf pad right here at the corner past the Bowsman Center. So we donated the material, the dirt, that kind of thing. And that's kind of what really made sure that we were going to, blend mesh together, I guess, per se. And then we were fortunate enough this year, Lost River wanted to get involved also, which the rest is kind of history, to be honest. Travis is he's been with me almost 5 years. His family owned a demolition company. So they did a lot of demo like Louisville, River Ridge, has a family kind of history of construction world. Very good with the kids. He's just a little bit older than me, right around 40. Very warm personality, great with kids. He has two boys. One's 11, 12, and the next one's 6 or 7. Don't hold me, I'm close. What was the third one? You had Travis. Oh, teaching in the class. So we have, we kind of started with the basic safety, which is where you kind of have to start. we've done the basics of equipment. I know Travis, the first project they kind of did, he partnered up with Dennis. Dennis had a little concrete pad here just past the Bowsman Center, and we graded dirt in front of it. Went over like a rotation laser, grade pole, understanding tents. Fridays were short classes, so he tries to give them the basics on reading plans, understanding the legend, being able to use a scale on a set of plans, that kind of thing. He is also doing an OSHA 10 course when they have time. If it's obviously the weather's been beautiful up till today, so I don't think they've done a lot up to this point, but it was more of a through the winter time, weather gets nasty, kids can't take outside. It makes one of the good things to be doing that's kind of in class that they can use after the fact. One of the other notes that me and Keith talked about was, why did I want to do this? I have 3 boys in the school now. I've got a little girl that will be next year. I'll be honest with you, I tried doing all 3 schools in Washington County. My goal was, and I have a couple actually right now that work for me that are from Prosser. My argument has always been that Prosser's great, I'm not taking away from it, but we have plenty of good jobs in this county. I feel like our kids go to Prosser, and at that point they get hired from a company or a contractor down south, whether it's Christianity or Mac or whatever that may be, and that's fine, but they still live here. They drive there every day to go to work, and my goal was to try to show the young adults that are coming into the world of occupation that there is opportunities in this county. You can make a good living, and this is the best way I know how to do it. So I like giving to this school. It means a lot to me, and I thought this was a good way of going about it. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
How many do we have enrolled right now?
I believe each class has approximately 12. One's a little larger than the other.
14 in the first class, there's 8 in the second.
So, and the kids are getting a real education. Some of it's in the operation of the equipment. Some of it is understanding what it means to be a part of a crew. The first week, I saw Travis address someone showing up tardy to class and saying, "Oh, the crew's left, man. You can go back up to the building and sit in detention." And if the crew leaves for the job site and you're not on the truck, you don't go to the job site.
Correct.
Every time I drive by there, we've had this trouble in some CTE classes as they get started. Every kid has on their safety equipment. Whether they're got a shovel in their hand or they're observing someone else operating the machinery, everyone's in a hard hat. Everyone's got their glasses on. Travis is a stickler about that, and the kids understand just a part of participating in this class. And it's the right thing to do. Additionally, just to kind of build off of what Josh said, we take college and career very seriously. So we're really trying to push our kids that want to go to college to take as much as they possibly can from a credit standpoint, but also for our kids that look and say, that's not really in my future, but I want a future, and I want a future here. Most of them are happy to be members of our community. And so to open their eyes to the fact that, there is good employment right here in our community and having a partner that can develop, sometimes it's about comfort. I see some kid that maybe goes and there's nothing wrong with working in service industry or working in, not commercial, but he sells, working at like Walmart or in that area, but they go those directions because it's comfort. Or maybe their parent works in this field or that field. They just want to follow right in that. So make them feel comfortable. You bring people from our community working in the field and they have a connection and you can tell their confidence is building. Travis, every time I talk to him, he says, there were some guys that could get in this excavator and they knew the controls right away. And, they were very accomplished, pretty skilled, had to tone them up a little bit. And there's kids in that class, never opened the door to one, never stepped in it. And so, to take both of those groups of kids and build them up, to where all of them now have some confidence in operating, especially the mini excavator and the skid steer, where they've been spending most of their time currently. He said you can just see their confidence growing, and you can see some of them starting to think about careers that they never thought would be open to them, and that's exciting. I also feel like it's anytime we create a partnership with a company, when you go to the community and say, hey, we want to have a partnership with you, most people hear, oh, they want us to give them some money. The school wants them to support us in some way. I believe that these are mutual beneficial partnerships because, we got hardworking, good people that live here, and most of our kids have that ingrained in them. And we can produce one heck of an employee for somebody. And I think that makes us attractive to be partners with. And so I'm pleased that Temple and Temple was one of those first people to really reach out and say, we're willing to have a legit partnership where you benefit, we benefit, we're going to work hard at it together. It's not an afterthought. And we hope to form more of them, quite honestly, because we want to provide great employees for this community. And I have a personal goal that's more collective of our whole school, but I want to be around long enough to see these kids change our community as a whole. I look at a decade ago and look at our free and reduced lunch, and we have about 10% less free and reduced lunch than we did 10 years ago. I hope our schools have an impact on that. If we can make this a better place to live and we can make this a place where people can prosper and have a good life, I would feel like we've all had a part in that, and that's quite an accomplishment. And so that's kind of my goal with CTE, is just to build these kids up to where they can change their life and the trajectory of their future family. So really appreciate the partnership with Temple, because you can't do it on your own. As a school, we just can't do that all on our own. So
Mutual feeling.
Is there anything else you need, Josh?
I'm tickled. Hope you all are.
We are too.
Yeah. Hope you
And it's
all are
nice to
too.
be able to call a guy that knows something and say, hey, we got an erosion problem. Are we going to lose a building? No, we can figure that out. We can get it fixed. All right, great.
All right. Thank you all very much, Josh.
No, thank you all. Appreciate it.
All right, no patrons.
No patrons.
Personnel report, you should have got a copy of the personnel report. Today's date, need a motion to approve that. Have a motion, is there a second? Motion second, any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous? Anything under other?
No, sir.
Anything under old business?
No, sir.
New business, field trip request.
Yes, Mr. President. We have a stack of these here. And I would make a motion that we approve all of these field trip requests that's presented to the board. Our kids are going a variety of wonderful places, and I think we should send them there.
It is a good stack.
That's a 16-page deal.
Okay.
So
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous. All right.
that.
yeah, I'll make a copy for you, Floyd.
Take that home with you.
That's right.
Read Mr. Nance.
Next thing on our agenda is appoint board members to the negotiating team. We did have our public hearing for that. I would recommend that our members for the negotiating team be our finance committee. That's made up of our president, Sal Sama, vice president, Carrie Cameron, with an alternate being Adam Brown as the secretary. That would be my recommendation. We've been meeting quarterly. That all of you guys get filled in on our financial circumstances, but we've been really digging in deep on it every quarter.
Got a recommendation? Is there a motion? Thought it was fail. We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous.
Appreciate you guys doing that.
Thank you. Resolution for additional appropriations, we have that.
And so you got a resolution for additional appropriations within the education funds. appropriations and what you have in the bank are two different things. You have to be approved in the public sector on what you can approve or spend within your budget. We're doing that right now for 2026. There are a lot of moving parts that take place in these budgets. One of the things that happened this time was the curricular materials used to be in its own line item and its own budget fund number. And they took that and said, that's going to education. Well, they told us that after we'd already done our budget. So anything we purchase for our kids, anything that goes to the education of the kids, like books and or materials, comes out of the education fund. Obviously, those were an inflated expense from what we hadn't planned for. So the resolution is asking for additional appropriations to make sure we have enough appropriations to get us through the conclusion of the financial year, which ends on December 31st.
Very good. Need a motion to approve the additional appropriations.
We'll move.
Motion for second.
Second.
So second, any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous. Nothing else under, nothing else for
New business?
Any other business be presented to the board? Adjourn.
I do. I just want to compliment an employee, Joe Walker. I messaged him one night after a volleyball game. I had passed the bus and the headlight was out, and it was probably 10 o'clock when I messaged him, and he messaged me back before 6 a.m. and said the headlight has been fixed. And I was like, okay. So I commend him for that. Like, he didn't mess around. He made sure that the bus was fully operational for pickup the following morning. And
Joe pretty much opens the campus because
Yeah.
he's here before any bus drivers get here, and he stays until all the buses leave the lot in the afternoon. And he is a very thorough man,
He just waits
and
for
he
something.
takes safety very seriously.
Yeah, I
So
was
we
impressed.
definitely got a good one working for us there.
Can we go back to the part where you said you passed the school bus?
they were going the speed limit, Farmer. I don't do that.
Okay.
It was like, had I not passed that bus, we would have never known that headlight was out. You're welcome.
Good job.
You're welcome.
All right, with that, we're adjourned.
Their stop wasn't out.
Yes, since you met the bus.
That's all
I
you
mean,
got out of that whole
If I was
thing.
telling the story, I would have said I met the school bus.
I don't know why you miss these.
They were asking me before you came in about the whole at the Bowson complex. And I said, it looks more dangerous. Josh assured me.
Yeah, no,
I
it's.
could
it
do that
definitely-
every single time. This weekend.
You
I'm gonna make a motion.